Hello everyone, in this video we will talk about the topic of our life. The book of life is brief. Write your own chapters. Life is often likened to a book, a story unfolding across the pages of time. Each person is both the author and the protagonist, holding the pen that writes the narrative of their existence. Yet the greatest truth that humbles all souls is this: the book of life is brief. Like the flickering candle, its flame burns bright, but eventually it dims and vanishes, leaving only the echoes of the story that was told. Therefore, we are called to fill its pages with meaning, love, and purpose before the final chapter closes. First chapter, the prologue, the blank page of possibilities. At birth, we are handed a blank manuscript. Our first chapter is pure, untouched by the world. It is the canvas of innocence, where every experience, every encounter leaves its mark, shaping the foundation of the story we are about to write. Much like the morning mist that dances on the surface of the quiet lake, the early years of life are fleeting yet enchanting. Each laugh of a joy, each tear shed in frustration is like the ink that starts to form the opening paragraphs. Parents, family, and society become the co-authors during this time. But as we grow, the pen slowly shifts into our own hands. What will we write when the ink becomes ours to control? Second chapter, the call to adventure, turning fear into courage. As adolescence approaches, the protagonist begins to feel the tug of the adventure, to call to step beyond the safety of childhood and venture into the unknown. This chapter mirrors the rising action in any great novel where conflict emerges and choices must be made. Imagine standing at the edge of the vast forest, its pathways hidden in the shadows. Each path is a choice, and each choice alters the plot of the story. Fear whispers in the wind, warning of the unknown dangers that lurk ahead. But a life without venturing into the forest is a life where no story unfolds. The greatest stories are not written by those who stand at the edge of life's forest and refuse to enter. They are written by those who dare to walk into the unknown, who embrace uncertainty and transform their fear into courage. The ink that writes the best chapters is often mixed with the sweat of perseverance and the tears of resilience. Third chapter, the conflict embracing the shadows. No great story exists without conflict. Without darkness, the light loses its meaning. The mirror chapters of life often bring challenges, heartbreak, failure, and loss. These moments feel like ink stains flooding the pages of our lives, leaving us to wonder if the story is worth continuing. But it is in these chapters that true growth occurs. A diamond is only formed under immense pressure, and the masterpiece is painted with bold strokes, not timid touches. Life's conflicts refine us, chiseling away the excess of reveal the essence of who we truly are. Consider a garden after a storm. The rain batters the earth, uprooting delicate petals and leaving a trail of chaos. Yet after the downpour, the soil is richer and the flowers that bloom next are stronger, more vibrant, so too are the souls who endure life's storms and allow them to cultivate resilience. The fourth chapter, the love story, weaving threads of connection. No book is complete without a chapter on love. Love is a golden thread that weaves through the narrative, binding hearts and souls together. It is not always romantic love. It is the love between parent and child, between friends, and even the compassion shared with stranger. Love adds color to life's pages, turning monochrome words into vivid poetry. Without love, a story may be well written, but lacks of depth and that touches the heart. Like a symphony without a crescendo, a life devoid of love is incomplete. Yet love is not always smooth. It is a dance between vulnerability and strength, where trust is built and occasionally broken. But it is the mending of the hearts that we discover the power of forgiveness and the beauty of second chances. The fifth chapter, the pursuit of purpose, writing with intention. As the story progresses, the protagonist seeks meaning beyond fleeting pleasures. Purpose is the compass that guides the pen, ensuring that story being written is not just entertaining but impactful. Imagine standing before a blank canvas with every color at your disposal. Some choose to pen a life of service, dedicating their chapters to helping others. Some paint with the strokes of creativity, adding beauty and wonder to the world. Others sketch the outlines of innovation, building bridges where none existed before. To live without purpose is to let the ink dry before the story is fully told. But when we align our hearts with the mission greater than ourselves, we create a narrative that echoes beyond the boundaries of time. The sixth chapter, the falling action, embracing wisdom and reflection. As the climax phase and final chapters approach, there is a quiet stillness. Life slows down, allowing the protagonist to reflect on the journey traveled. The pages turn with gentler rhythm now, and wisdom emerges like the soft glow of a lantern at dusk. There is a season of gratitude where we revisit the chapters that once brought us to tears and realize we were necessary to draft the depth of our narrative. It is where we understand that life's most meaningful moments were often the simplest: shared laughter, quiet sunsets, and the gentle touch of a loved one. In this season, the soul learned that the beauty of the book is not found in how long it is, but how deeply it touches those who read it. Seventh chapter, the epilogue, leaving a legacy. Every story ends, the ink runs dry, and the final chapter is written, but the echoes of a life well lived ripple through the hearts of those left behind. A meaningful life is not measured by the number of pages, but by the impact left on those who turn them. Think of a stone dropped into a still pond. The ripples travel far beyond where the stone enters the water. Your words, actions, kindness create ripples that continue long after the final chapter. The power to rewrite. Every day is a new page. Perhaps the greatest gift given to us is the ability to rewrite. Each new dawn is the blank page, an opportunity to change the trajectory of our story. If you have filled your pages with regret, remember that next chapter can be one of the redemption. If fear has held your pen hostage, know that courage waits to be inked into your narrative. Life's greatest tragedy is not writing the wrong chapters, it is refusing to write at all. Biblical reflections, the eternal chapter. Through the book of life on earth may be brief, the Bible reminds us that the story does not end with the closing of the earthly pages. The final chapter is not written here but continues in eternity. James 4 verse 14. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. This verse reminds us that life is fleeting like a vapor that vanishes, urging us to use our time wisely. Psalm 90 verse 12. Quote, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. End quote. Life's brevity is not meant to create fear, but to cultivate wisdom and purpose in time we are given. Timothy 4 verse 7. I have fought for a good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. This is a declaration of a life lived with intention, where a final chapter is one of the fulfillment and legacy. A parable, the two builders. Jesus tells us on the two builders in Matthew 7:24 to 27. One built his house on the rock, and the other built his house on the sand. When the storms came, the house on the rock stood firm, while the house built on the sand crumbled. The house built on the rock represents a life grounded with faith, purpose, and love. It is the life where each chapter is written with wisdom, knowing that storms will come, but that a strong foundation will endure. A life built on temporary pleasures, however, it is the house on the sand, beautiful but vulnerable, collapsing when life's trials come. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you start writing your book of life. Don't wait too long, because life is brief. The book of life is